Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Professor Joe and Professor Eric from River City Warriors over here in Tigard, Lake Oswego area, Portland, Oregon, Northwest. So we both, we're Pedro Sauer black belts. We both got our black belts from Master Pedro Sauer, and that's just a little bit of our background. So I saw a really cool crossbody video the other day, and the guy was kind of giving out the secrets on a position that I really like. It basically leaves you in sort of a triple attack setup. And triple attack meaning not like, you know, upper branch, Americana, straight low, but can I get the armbar? Can I get the neck? Can I get this arm? And I really like any kind of setup like that because you eliminate the other person's outs. And I got a couple setups from here, and then Professor Eric has a couple. But this is the move that I saw, so I wanted to address it a little bit. So can you put your feet towards me this way? I'm gonna move around.
Yeah, of course.
So we've done other crossbody videos. I think the main one we did was just called Establishing Crossbody, the Pedro Sauer method. So I'm not going to go in how to get here. There's a lot of ways to do it, so it would just take up too much time. But basically, I want to have an underhook, and I want to be in this forward scissor or kesegatami position. So notice that my hips are off the ground, and my weight is on my partner. So dealing with this arm, stepping over the head should be a non-issue. You don't have to take extra time. You can do all this stuff, but it's totally unnecessary. My hips are going to take care of the arm. So even right now, again, we didn't do a progression to get here. His elbow's on my top hip.
Yep.
So if it's low on my bottom hip, now it's even on the ground. But you might even start, oh, it's on the bottom hip. Okay, now as I slide, now it's on the top hip. So that's where we're starting from. So if this doesn't work out for you, that's what you need to do. Okay, so I'm going to control the underhook side. I'm going to start to turn my belly over to crush the elbow. And now to get my leg over his head, I don't have to move my body back or anything. That's a flexibility issue. All I've got to do is go for the elbow and wrist on the other side, and now I can easily step over the head. So if you look at this back elbow right here, I already have one lock. If I touch my two elbows together here, I got another lock. That's it.
Yeah, even if it turned like this, he would have just become a shoulder lock instead.
Yep. So then the other thing that happens is as you're stepping over, you either let that arm out or he pulls his arm out. So if I just cross my feet, there's no pressure here. And he can start to get out of this, and now my angle on this arm is no good either. So I'm just going to show you the leg work, and then I'll turn back around. So when I roll here, I want to bury the seat. I can even like touch your head to the ground. Touch your head to the ground. See, if I roll, now I can lift his head. So I shoot this through, and I grab. Now to do the triangle, what I want to do is drop my pelvis forward and lift my heels to the ceiling. So it's kind of like you're doing a... What's that yoga pose where you go like this? That's basically what I'm doing with my rear legs so that my stomach is putting a lot of weight on it. A lot
of pressure.
Yeah, so it's like a grapevine in the mouth sometimes, right? When you're here, you bury your gut to put more pressure on the person. So let's try to turn. Let's turn this way so they can see the arm here.
This way?
Yeah, sorry, we don't have high-end equipment. We got one camera. So it's hard to get all the angles. Okay, so the other mistake people do when they go here is they keep holding the shoulder. But what's going to happen when you go for the arm lock here is if he can bend his elbow, you're not going to get it, right? You're going to have to transition to something else. So instead of putting your head in the pocket of the elbow, and this is something Professor Eric worked on with me a lot, I got this tip from him, is when I go here, I have my head at the wrist. So my arm is over the tricep here on the back of the elbow, but now he cannot bend this arm. He doesn't get the arm back. So by leaning towards his legs, I crush this elbow and come over. Yeah. So this is number one. See the back elbow here? Now I don't even have to move on this. I don't want to go towards the ground. I actually want to go towards his leg. Yeah. That's the tap there. Okay? I can grab my lapel. I can do the same thing. Pull him up on his side. That's another one. That was another tap.
Yeah.
Okay? Now what most people do, they want to turn for the arm bar. So what they do is just turn and he bends his arm. Yeah. Then you got all this grip to fight with, right? So what I want to do is when I'm here, I put my hand like this. How many fingers am I holding up, Eric?
I can't see.
He cannot see. So he thinks he's going to get his grip, but I catch the thumb immediately. So now there's no way. Now I got it. Hey, let's look at the triangle one last time. So I do everything, elbows on the top hip, I slide to the wrist, but when I step over, his arm comes through. So what I do is I lean towards his legs like I'm really going for the arm. And see his head came up? You can hold the arm. I never really have to hold the head. Plus I don't want him to know that's what I'm doing. Holding the arm is fine. Now I bring this through, I lock my feet, and now look, I drop my stomach and lift my legs up. And that is a choke.
That's beautiful. That's very good.
So, Professor's got another setup, so we'll let him.
The forearms?
Yeah, I love the forearm thing and the figure four.
The figure four from that?
But real quick here, the only other thing that I like to consider from here is sometimes when you're in here, none of this is working, right? I messed up. He bent one arm. He's dropping his head now. I can't pick him up, but I have a hand. So all I do is put the hand in the collar. I come back. I can try to catch the arm, and I just go back to the choke. So that way, we're attacking the near arm, we're attacking the far arm, and we're attacking the neck all at the same time.
That's beautiful.
Okay, so if he does it to me.
So,
the one where they kind of resist.
sure.
They're really good,
stretching
really
this out.
good.
I know what you're talking about, for sure.
Yeah, really good mechanic that Professor Eric came up with. And I use it all the time, but I don't want to steal.
Oh no,
Steal his
you're great. So once we get here, so I think of like a couple of ideas. Like I want the least amount of movement first. So you always try this. So I'm gonna try this first. If I straighten up like this and I feel like I can't do this, the thing is you want to be loose, because you don't want to be loose to do this, but it comes on so quick that it hurts. Yeah. So when I come here, I keep this tight and I just fish this arm in right here. Whoa. And so I can come and break this here. I can break the tap here. If he turns his wrist right here, I can break him here. He turns it the other way, I can come here. So now, what I also like to do here is I can have it in the forearm. I can also have this on the thumb. So if he turns his hand right at this, I see, even if he was able to see, like the wrist starts getting involved right off the bat. So if I come here, like see how like you start. So instead of just having one motion, you have that extended.
So what I've been using that for, it was just a killer idea that he's got going, is when I don't do a good job of monitoring the wrist with my head. Oh yeah. And the guy gets a little bend.
Oh, it gets a little bend.
Yeah, because you're doing the move, you step over. He's got the underhook. He's sitting and see, he maybe the guy even grabs your shoulder or something. But if he's a lot bigger than me, it's hard to do the straight arm bar. Right here, so now I just do exactly what you're doing. Yeah, and you can even pull your head back, right? Yeah, he can make some space and get it there. So life is still good.
And sometimes I'll even be able, like if someone bends their arm right here, to get it right here.
Oh man.
You see, nice. And see, if this hand gets on the shoulder, see how I just pull this in, and then you can almost get a wrist lock and a shoulder lock. It's just because there's a guy Colin in here that he just tries to do that every time I do that, so I to that move. But it's hard. You get this involved, and so you can grab on the forearm, but once you get here, you lose so much strength, and any movement you make, the wrist gets involved. So I think people have a misconception of dirt wrist, and you don't want to do wrist locks to be rude, but wrist locks being dirty. But when you allow people to have strength, or when they don't need to be, when they don't have the ability to be strong, if you go to that wrist, right, that's okay, because you're just allowing someone to be strong, when realistically, if you have the right idea, you have to use it in a context where it's like a self-defense context. You want to weaken people.
And he just does it slowly.
Yeah, for sure.
We play with wrist locks, but we do them we're either super nice with them, slowly put them on, or you create a lot of movement, because the person's like, my wrists, and then they get out. So, but yeah, don't just finger lock somebody because we said so.
No, that's not nice.
But if you look at both those options, you want to notice that we're laying on our hip. When you go belly down there, you can get one armbar, but then your options are limited. You have to reset and come back, which could be a possibility, but anytime you're readjusting, it's time for him to readjust too. So the way that I saw this before, a lot of people do this. I'm not saying it's wrong, it's not my preference. So, they fish this and step over, and then they go straight down. Yeah. See, I don't have good pressure.
No leverage on this arm whatsoever.
Yeah, and then
this is gonna
there's no way. But see, the minute I'm on my side, Now it's good.
Yeah.
Now I can do it lightly.
Because you can even see, like, because if you do that, like you were trying to do it there, this.
The first one?
If I put my weight here,
Oh,
if I
jeez.
put, then like, I didn't
can't
even
lift
know
my
what he
leg.
was doing.
I can't.
But that's going to be my first
That's
reaction.
beautiful.
Is not going to even, he's never going to even get that to happen. It's never gonna
I couldn't
happen.
pull my leg out. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Right on. Anyway, that's just some ideas from Crossbody that we wanted to
Nice,
put out
man.
there.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
YouTube. We'll see you later. It's been River City Warriors. We're out.